yes, indeed, of course, my apology for the tardiness, but due to circumstances beyond our control, yes, Joshua was here, but of course, he has to go to bed for school tomorrow, and because we were getting some problems, that the system was only saying some kind of error, but of course, that is an era that we have overcome, and so, of course, we are here tonight. Of course, I'll have to be, of course, alone. Let me just make sure and take off Joshua's microphone. Yes, indeed. So, a pleasant good night to all and sundry, East, West, North, South, Central, or French and Tobago, and wherever you are streaming on the World Wide Web, a pleasant good day to you. Yes, indeed. I had a lot of things to share with you tonight. I wanted to show off so much tonight that, of course, maybe some divine intervention would have said, and when he makes an intervention, whether you like it or not, whether it is good or bad, whether you see it as detrimental to you, once you believe that he makes an intervention, bet your bottom dollar, he's testing you for greater things to come. So be patient, like I have, and of course, Joshua had to go to bed, as I said, but we were going to show off, of course, some devices that we put to use today. I want to show you, of course, a couple of them. Yes, this is a device where you can, of course, pin it to yourself and go up to the blackboard. Let me just show you the blackboard I'm talking about. Yeah, go up to that blackboard, and then, of course, we'll have someone do their writing and so on, and actually doing some kind of problem, some kind of academic work, some kind of school work on the blackboard. So we set up that today. So I was very, very, enthused to, of course, set up that. That's apart from, indeed, of course, what we consider to be our virtual studio. And this is a virtual studio here, where, of course, Joshua would have been with me, and we would have been, of course, discussing what has to be done, and et cetera, et cetera. And we'll be doing some reading, and we'll have some work, of course, on the blackboard itself. But that wasn't to be, and so, of course, we have lost that opportunity for the time being. But it is said that, of course, I like the poetic expression. It's better to try and fail than fail to try. And I also, of course, believe in the concept that standing at the foot, that's another poem, gazing at the sky. How would you get up there, people, if you never try? And, of course, the concept of try and try again, you will succeed at last, will certainly, of course, manifest itself. Let me make sure that that the mic is working. I saw something that gave me a little shingles down my spine, or a little ripple down my spine, or shivers down my spine. But I know that, of course, you are listening, and you are there because I'm seeing all the indicators online. And let us go back, of course, to that tune. And let's get rid, Andy liked to talk about there's some kind of necromancy that takes place. I don't believe in that. What I believe in the human spirit. I believe that when there is an intervention into something that ought to be almost perfect, but has not functioned. You often hear me talk about Murphy's Law. When something has to go wrong, it will at the worst possible time. And if I'm talking spiritual, I always speak of the fact that he knows best, that omnipotent, he knows best. And therefore, today may not be, but certainly, if you are almost at the winning pole, don't give up. Because when you do, it means, therefore, you have, of course, institutionalized or instituted failure. And you don't want that kind of burden psychologically to possess you, because it's a blight, frankly. It's a blight. So people, of course, let's see a little bit more about, of course, that that Baptist spiritual expression.
I'm on my way to glory when I die.
Yes, indeed. Of course, what's the topical issue? Well, I'm going to just go topical. What I plan to share with you tonight was more of programming information, but I don't think it will be prudent and it will give it sufficient, what I consider to be leeway to be absorbed by the population. And I'm sure that some people might have gotten frustrated that they have not seen the corridor transformation and, of course, cut off and or go to bed, knowing full well that if something occurred, then they could always get it tomorrow or the following day or at their convenience. So that programming information, I will leave it for tomorrow night. And, of course, I would want to, of course, invite the lines. The line is open. The line is open, 337-6940, where you can, of course, contact us. Let me make sure, boy. Oh, boy. My phone is still in the car. Boy. That's how it is. Let me just take off the mic and tell somebody to fetch the phone for me quickly, please. Right, so I spoke in silence, of course, to the person in studio who is here with me, and we have a great team. They would remain until I am complete, until things are such that we can be satisfied, even though we may have some challenges, as tonight has demonstrated. Of course, the line is open, but I'll only could take people who I believe are on the system itself. Let me make sure that the system itself is up and running. Yes, sir. So I got the phone, but whether or not it is charged is a different story. So let's see what is happening here. Thanks very much. Yes, indeed. All right. So the line is open. Boy, yeah. The phone is some people talk about dead like dog or cold like dog nose. No. I think. I see some juice in it, so we are lucky there. But of course, the line is open, and those of you who were waiting, of course, to make your calls, you can do so now. I once again apologize for the tardiness of tonight's start, but it was due to circumstances beyond our control. For the first time, I saw a message came up that talks about error, and of course, that error was 10,000, a number 10,000. So I had to get to Google and then, of course, Google it and to find out what is what, and then they explain what it was all about. They had to get back into the program that we use to get to you, to stream to you, and all of that would have consumed some time. So let us get to the crux of the matter at this point. The fact of the matter is that there was panic in Port-of-Spain, and I want to say categorically it was due to PNM propaganda. The only people that benefit from that is the PNM. So therefore, you would know logically and with the application of common sense that it's the PNM that generated that, just as how they have generated some kind of conflict within the UNC in terms of somebody staging some kind of palace coup. All of that nonsense. They will come with. We saw it under the NAI, we saw it under Pandey. So, of course, and we saw it under Kamala Prasad Bisesa as well. And then, of course, here is a reincarnation, but she is not taking them on, which is, of course, good. You learn from your mistakes. So those who don't learn from their mistakes are due to repeat it. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Good night, sir. Marabella in the house.
Yes, Marabella. Go ahead.
How are you, sir?
Well, I'm all right. And, of course, trying to be as calm as Kamala and trying to, of course, disseminate information on which people can reliably and confidently act upon. Go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Lennox. I don't know. You think this, you are saying that when the gods wish to destroy people, they just first send them mad?
Yes.
You think that these guys in the parliament, the PNM people, you think they're going mad?
Yeah, stark. I think irretrievably so. Irretrievably so. Let me make sure I pronounce the thing right. Irretrievably so. They are simply insane. I mean, they are cognitively, intellectually, and of course, cerebrally in decline and will continue so to do, deteriorate.
Hey, Mr. Lennox, I just want to remind the public, right?
Yeah.
Within 6 months, these people in power, you know we're not going to get a light bill increase. You know we wouldn't get a water rate increase. You know the Children Life Fund has been increased for more children in different categories. They could get assistance. You know the PS, they gained the 10%. You know the implementation of the NIB money that was owed for so long. They gained that money. No tax on private pensions. G's and H's. You remember $80 million in medicine in the NIPDEC. $80 million in medicine expired. Prosthetic legs. You can imagine how happy a person is when he receive one of those legs. Laptops for the children. The NIB people get it increased. The Cuba Hospital. We gained the Cuba Hospital. The Davie campus. We gained that. And $1 off on gas. On regular gas. Not regular, super gas. You could believe that, Mr. Lennox? And here it's like, if you look at these crooks and them, boy, it seems like they just come into opposition. It was never in power for 9.5 years. It seems like they do, and if you remind them, all of them faces like a bomb city. Respect them, Mr. Lennox.
Some of them even wearing Pump City dread.
and I looking at swordfish.
Yes, swordfish. Swordfish face, remember that one? Yes.
Yes, swordfish telling them to don't call his name in the alcohol business when they requesting for alcohol for the parties. And you could believe that, Mr. Lennox?
Yes.
I wonder if these people really have the least iota or shame, boy. Nothing at all, and they're not supporting anything good.
Mm-hmm.
Public of Trinidad and Tobago. It seems like they develop a hatred for all the people. And it's so sad to say. But do have a nice summer, Mr. Lennox, and please continue to do the very good work that you are doing.
Thank you very much, my friend. Of course, well, we have been joined by Joshua. I thought he went to bed, but he probably heard the voice and just decided to return. Well, let me say one time, because he has just about 5 minutes now. Too much of his time has already been expired. I told him to come on still in spite of that, because you don't want to disappoint these young guys when they are enthusiastic and when they really want to do something that is positive. Very important. Positivity is the order of the day. So, a pleasant good night to you, Joshua. And how was your day so far?
It was good.
Right, your mic is on, right? Yes. No, not yet. Go ahead. Right.
Right, everybody. It was kind of good.
All right.
I went to the pool for at least, I take a little dip in the pool for at least like 3 minutes. Then after I come out of the pool.
3 minutes only?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the owner had a pool party after that. Well,
there was a clash between you wanting to use the pool as a child and the adults having a pool party. So they give you limited time. All right, okay, I understand that, because I know young lads like you, when they get into water, they just get on like fish, they just want to come out. But let's go straight to the line. Let's go straight to the line, because I did say let's open up the line. Didn't expect Joshua to come back, but go ahead, caller.
Yeah, Mr. Smith, good night.
Oh, good night. Yes.
1 second. Right. Yeah, Mr. Smith, with all due respect, Yeah. Now, this is President, Mr. Smith. Good night.
Go ahead. Yes, good night.
Yeah. What's saying? The amount of thing these people do us in the last 10 years, it have no way and nothing them could come now and say, wherever culture, wherever bacchanal, we don't want to hear it. You understand? We remember the kind of evil these people and them unleash on we. And we not going and take God out of thought at this time. God deliver we from that bondage, Mr. Smith. And we not going and take God out of thought. Let them make the noise and do the thing. They do A&R Robinson the same thing. They always feel they could make a bacchanal and get everybody out of office. We don't have time for that. We moving with God, Mr. Smith. That what happened in April of this year is God. You understand? I just wanted to tell the people that them could say all kind of things. It have bomb dropping, war, all kind of things. Mr. Smith, you know what funny about that? All the culture they make Friday. Look, today is Sunday, tomorrow is Monday. No place in get bomb, no missile. The US and them come and go on. And
As
so
was stated by the government. The government said exactly that, and and we experienced exactly that. Go ahead. Yes.
They asking Ms. Prasad this is a statement. That is a wise lady. She didn't say a word. She keep a still tongue. She let time unfold everything. And everybody boil right down like Baji right now, Mr. Smith. Right? I looked on honestly.
Yes, man. Yes, man. I want to tell you, my friend, simply because you are from Prince Galan and therefore, of course, Laventil, and you have spoken with such wisdom, I want to tell you, go to the top of the class, my friend. Very, very good. I hope that other Laventilians are listening. And those, of course, ladies who may be just nearing their senior, and because of that they have this brainwash, what I consider to be residue. Yeah, this brainwash residue. It can't come out of them. I want to tell them that young people like that will force you to stop the nonsense and following these people who are not just singing for their supper. They believe that their very existence is now threatened, and that extinction of the PNM is nigh. And so they are fighting, but every time they fight, because of their desperation, one, and two, because of the reality of their circumstance, having, of course, exhibited pain, ache, agony, stress, strain, and decadence on the people, they cannot rest. And we must leave them alone. And as the caller rightly said, to their natural demise, into the dustbin of history. All right, so that being as it may, we are going to pause, of course, if another caller comes in. I don't want to take up too much time because Joshua have to say something as well. And yeah, so you were talking about the situation with the pool and something about the adults versus, of course, you and your peers, so to speak.
Only one of my friends didn't come, but the other one didn't come because his mother wanted say he couldn't come, so I said okay.
All right, okay. So that was said and done. Before you came, I was boasting about, of course, a change in programming.
Yeah, but before that.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
You're not afraid that the top of the class now and get full? I mean that class had to be as big as USA to fit all that people.
Yeah, because a lot of people are making a lot of sense, and therefore, if you're making sense, you're making sense. If you do all the work and you got all right, and there are limited space, let's say in CIC. Too bad for CIC, they just have to build a bigger CIC because everybody get all right, right? Of course, it doesn't really happen so in real life. They assume that everybody will not get all right. That's why they didn't have a CIC big as Trinidad or a QRC or Fatima or indeed St. Anthony's or any one of the other colleges that we aspire and give some kind of special accolade to. But in fact, it depends on you. If you do well, things are going to happen. All right. Oh yeah, I was showing them, Joshua, this blackboard here. That is part of the virtual, but it is a real blackboard. I want you to get up now and go to the blackboard. Go to the blackboard and fetch a piece of chalk one time and just write something. Have something in your mind so we can test, because we are doing some programming change, as I said, and we'll start with the young folks. So on a Saturday we'll start a little earlier. So go across to that blackboard there.
So now?
Yeah, no, go now. Get a piece of chalk, and let us expatiate. Let us, of course, I don't mind. You could call, and we will pause, of course, to accommodate your calls. But I need to, of course, do this because I want to make certain that when time comes, you are able to understand what we are doing and how we are doing it. Go ahead, you go straight to the board. All right, so there is Joshua at the board. Write something so they can see that you're writing. People, of course, yes, that is what we are all about. Ah, boy, you're putting on a fraction there, boy. What's that? Oh, you're just putting symbols. All right, okay, math symbols, right. So where's that one that you put on there? All right, no problem. Put it on in the meantime. I want to tell you as well, of course, I was showing you a device earlier where we will pin this on to whosoever is up at the board, and they will have a automatic, a mic attached to them. No, go back there. I finished with Joshua. And it will have, they have an automatic mic attached to them, and so that you can hear what they are saying. Right now you can't, because before we came on, we were testing it and it wasn't working, even though we tested all day today. But Murphy's Law, right? So that is how it is. So let's go back to Joshua on the board and the physical board, and see him there as he's writing some of these symbols in math. That is divisions. Where's our other sign there? All right. Okay, those are there. Right, multiplication, and then what again? Let's call them out now. Divide. And what? Rounding. All right, okay. I had a difficulty with rounding, and here it is. You doing it very fluent. Come back to where we are. Yes, indeed, people. So, excuse me. So he's back with me now. He was just on the blackboard. Yes, indeed.
Had the chalk here.
Yeah, that's right. You see, so real. And what we will do, of course, we'll have the parents as well. Those of persons who have elected to do, let's see, that's CXC, the school leaving exam. We will have them as well go up to the board from time to time, so that you two as adults, it doesn't matter, as I always say on this program, it doesn't matter whether it's green verb, black verb, pink verb, stink verb, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, when you would have learned, nobody could take that from you. Nobody. So, yes, you become as an empty vessel, but you will, during the course of the various programs, you'll become filled to capacity, and then therefore join the ranks of those who are knowledgeable, but more importantly, able, of course, to worm your way or to navigate your way through life in a fulfilling manner. You must be satisfied that I did my best, and because I could have done better, I went, of course, to look at some of the programs of the corridor transformation. And whether you want to call my name or you want to call Joshua's name is all right. But we would have done our part in that whole process of development, all right? Especially where you may have been an empty vessel. So once again, this is what they will go up to the board with. And of course, the other virtual class, which we have as well.
So...
Just a minute. Don't talk yet. So there's the other one where, of course, we will be able to use the computer and we will do exercises, whatever it is, on a daily basis. So just letting you know, we're going to try to consume as much time as possible in promoting this.
I mean,
go ahead. Go ahead, yes.
With a black verb, I think woman has think verb.
Oh, no, that is a figure.
Yeah, no, it's a figure speech.
Yeah, figure speech.
Why have to say a black verb?
Because it's emphasis, I want to make them know that it doesn't matter whether it's a black verb, blue verb, sting verb, pink verb.
Yeah,
that is for emphasis, to make them know anything you say, you're right. You don't have to have a command of the English language or the Queen's language. But at the end of the day, we will do our best to make you at least functionally literate. Go ahead, Joshua, and stay in the picture, please.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, go ahead. Come here.
It's 9 o'clock.
Oh, it's 9 o'clock? All right, well, it's time for you to make your departure then. All right, you want to go back on the blackboard and do something?
I mean, I actually have a whole night because tomorrow is not really school for me.
Oh, yes, there's no school for him tomorrow. But I still want him to go to sleep early because I want him to practice, go to bed early and getting up early to make certain that he goes to school on time. And of course, I think you have some a project to do for school, do you? And we promised to start today, but we weren't able to do. But you have it for when? When you have to deliver it?
The 17th.
17th of when? Of next month? Of this month. All right, but I mean, best you do it early, and you don't have that problem, rather than, of course, waiting until close to the 17th, like about the 15, 16, 17, and then you're scrambling for all kind of thing, and next thing you reach late, or you didn't do it as you would have liked, or Miss would have liked.
We started on the 7th.
Yeah, we started on the 7th, which is, I hope tomorrow is the 7th. So we started
no tomorrow, see.
3rd? Well, right. So we started on the 3rd. So we do it as early as possible. Do your work early, so you don't have to study, and then you can do so many other things you can now do, like learn your tables. Notice, I want him to see. Learn your tables. He can't hear.
You say learn your tables. I'm not that stupid.
Right? But the fact is that we did all kind of things. So now we have multiplication and we have division and so on that requires tables. If I see how he's struggling.
No.
Yeah. If you see struggling. Struggling. All the time. No. Early. Since he's 7 years. 4 timetables. 5 timetables. I skip out 5 because I know he could check in 5. I say 6 times, 7 times. And you wouldn't believe what I did for him to know that. And yet still. And yet still today, that we didn't have an exercise today, but I said today generally, the man struggling with things to multiply by 7, things to multiply by 8, things to multiply by 9, things to multiply by 12. But all right, but we will get there, Okay. I want to tell you, of course, young people, the lesson here is that you have to keep a word they call regurgitating. You have to keep practicing. You have to keep memorizing. You have to keep working at it. And eventually it becomes second nature. Trust me. Right? Right? And mommy and daddy, you have a duty, of course, to do the same thing. The line is open. We will talk a big people thing in the meantime as well, but Joshua will be leaving us momentarily. Go ahead.
So, how about this? So you're saying more, right?
Yeah.
Since you say that tomorrow, I'll go and do something.
Okay.
Since you're saying I don't learn my tables.
All right. I hope is what I'm thinking.
Yes,
I will wait and see.
Is what you thinking, sir?
I will wait and see. I ain't saying what I'm thinking at all. I will watch and see.
Nah, I can't see what
like
I
he gave
think.
me a challenge.
I gave him a very big challenge.
So let's see what he's come up with tomorrow.
I will say all my tables for $100. How about that?
What? Only tell me what I should do. So much $100 a game already. Yeah. I did that. So much $100 I give him already. Yeah. And I give him it at times just let's say from 1 to 5 in the tables that I identify, whether it's some type tables, 1 to 5 alone. 8 times, 1 to 5. And then of course you will go on to the others because in the books you will have these copy books you'll have up to 12 times. Of course, let me ask you a question before you go. Is there, even though you go, let me say 7-12, is there a 7-13, 7-14, at 7-15, at 7-16? Yes or no? Yes, there are. Yes. So even though the book gives you up to 12, some young people believe that it's only up to 12. No. So you will get something multiplied by 7, but they may have 13 multiplied by 7, 14 multiplied by 7, 15 multiplied by 7, 15 multiplied by 100, 15 multiplied by 2,000, 15 multiplied by 1,000,000, right? So it is almost to infinity. You can have, of course, numbers multiplying, but the book can hold all, so they give you up to 12, and that became a standard thing, all right? So I just want to make sure that you don't restrict yourself to just 12, up to 12, or up to 12 times, right? Up to 12 in multiplying a particular number, and up to 12 times table because the book says so. No, much more than that, all right? Yeah, you have a question and then leave, because we have some people will want to call you.
So, if 12s are 144.
Right, yes, that's right. 12 says 144, yeah.
12-13 is
She just add 12 to it?
12-13, 12 or 12.
Yeah, 13, 12, 12, 13, doesn't matter, you know, you use interchangeably.
It would be 156.
156? I didn't check it, so people don't fault me, but if you say 13, 12, 156, I'll accept because I didn't check it. Let me see, 144 plus 12, 150. Yes. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, 156.
Oh, so you don't want to check the phone.
You want to ask Google? Do it quick.
The phone even on?
You not on? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hurry up, my boy. People want to call, and we have limited time. All right.
The phone's sticking.
Well, just press this. Now don't use the timetable. Just press that. And ask Google. All right, you want that.
Yep, 156.
156, yes. But you could ask Google too now, just to make the students out there know that you could consult your phone and just ask how much is what? 13 what? 13 12s?
12, 13.
Oh, 12 13s, right? Mm-hmm. Ask it.
Oh no, wait. Beforehand, everything I ask Daddy. You know you always send me to Google.
Yes. That's why I want you to get accustomed to searching information, getting information, verifying information. That's what I want you to do. Go ahead. Loud. How much is?
How much
Is 12 13s or 13 12s. You get it?
How
Or 13 multiplied by 12, whatever you want to say. Or 12 multiplied by 13. You got it? It's 8? No? Give me a thing now. Give me.
Second.
Stick it one. It's okay.
Look at sticking.
Yeah. All right. Okay, well, we get a little trouble with the smartphone, but that's all you do. That that middle knob, you just hold it down, and then it will ask you what you would like to know, and you will get it out. So it's not cheating, but it is making sure that you have the right answer and that you learn how to research. All right? Because there's a lot of things that are here that you wouldn't believe is here. All right? I'm making the point because the last government started, they believe that libraries must be made up of physical books, books upon books, thousands of books. No. This is your library. Yes, library in hand. Of course, you have to be connected to the internet. That is the only disadvantage. But of course, if I was a government, I would have, of course, apart from giving the laptops, I will also, of course, try to have the whole country Wi-Fi so that wherever you go, near to a school, near a recreational area, near to a public place, next to the shop, the grocery, you have internet so that you can do your work and, of course, people can interact with each other as well. All right? Anything else?
Common sense make before book sense. Book sense make before phone sense.
I agree. But you can't be faster than any one of them.
Well, just use the book sense or the common sense.
Well, you have to use the common sense and the book sense.
Well, common sense is most common.
Yeah. All right. So, see you later. Bye. See you. Yeah, bye-bye. You want to write something on the board as you're passing? You want to write something on the board as you're passing? All right. He's going to the board to write something. So there he is. Yeah, that is what we'll be doing from I believe next week. Next week, meaning today is the first day of the new week. So we talk about next week, Sunday probably or Saturday, when we will be utilizing the blackboard that we have. Try to improve on the picture and the video. We try to make it dark and so on. But the fact is that here it is. We have it, and we're going to use it because the technology is here, and we are able, of course, to make certain that the kids understand. So, Joshua was, of course, writing something. I can't make it out, but oh yes, he said bye. He said bye. Right? Bye-bye. All right. All right, people, of course, so the number to call, 337-6940, 337-6940. As I was saying, the Parliament did pass the extension of the SOE on Friday. There was panic, of course, in the city and elsewhere because of the propaganda of the PNM, saying that bombs and all kinds of things. Just as when they were saying that people from CPEP and focusing on the contractors who were making thousands of dollars, and of course those connected to URP and raking in unmeritoriously monies that should have gone to the poor and the downtrodden and those who are the lowest end of the socio-economic ladder. And while I have to accept that it's unfortunate that the innocent have to pay for the guilty in this case when the entire program was disbanded. I want to say, however, that while the police may have a job to do and they have a job to do, but it is the politicians who have to be very discerning and tempered and understand that it is people you are serving. You see, I'm not saying this out of and because I want to say it, but there are some variables, there are some factors that must be considered in the whole process. In attempting, of course, to eliminate the criminal element, it cannot be seen as mammoth collateral damage when the innocent has to also find themselves in a position where there is challenges already and increasing challenges when the little resource, the subsistence coming from URP and CPEP would have been eliminated. Now, there could be no one in this country that will know more than me, and I challenge any one of them to understand the contribution of that 3 fortnights, that is maximum under normal circumstance for any entry level, let's say a laborer, especially women. No one could challenge me on that. And while it is a construct of the PNM to exploit these people, I have to acknowledge that the innocent will also be paying for those who have either propagated, like Penny and them, this fallacy of dependency on URP, etc., for those, as I said, who are genuinely dependent. I make it clear, genuinely dependent. And on the other side, those who are prepared to exploit and to get more than their fair share, whether you call them gangsters, whether you call them criminals, whether you call them opportunistic. The fact is that they are sandwiched, the innocent are sandwiched between the PNM propaganda of dependency and making these programs look as though your life depends on it. And on the other hand, the criminal elements, which of course the police have a right to advise. But as I have said, the politicians whose job it is to make certain that not only is the playing field leveled, but make certain that all benefit from the spoils of the country, the taxpayers' money that they have been given the opportunity to spend. It is a very technical and, of course, a very, what I consider to be tenuous balancing act. But that is the task of the politicians that are in office and that are supposed to be treating with matters such as this. Balancing the difference between politicians like the PNM and in the PNM making the people believe that somehow that is the best thing since sliced bread, when in fact they could only get 10 days a year. You know what I say? I said they could only get under normal circumstances 10 days a year. And let me just burst your bubble. at 10 days, at the entry level is about $700 to $800. 7 3 is 21, $2,100 if it's 7. You understand? 2,000. So no way, no individual in Trinidad and Tobago could live for the whole 12 months of the year on $2,100. But yet still the P&M have coined the fashion, fabricated, massage, choreographed, and then package and deliver the impression that they have created an opportunity so connected to the existence of the ordinary person who may be unemployed or unemployable or may have children and could only, of course, afford to work within a particular period, etc. All kinds of nuances. But the fact of the matter is that they could only get 10 days under normal circumstance a year. 12 months in a year. Your common sense, therefore, will tell you that they don't depend on that 10 days at all, even though it will form part of the basket of opportunities to eke out a living for 12 months of the year. But it is minuscule, and minuscule in terms of its position in a 12-month year. A year has 12 months. And that, on the one hand, is juxtaposed, and falling in between that are these vulnerable people that are coming to a point where, on the other hand, you have those exploiters who tell people, take the 800, but give me, when you get it, give me a 300, give me 400. Some people take half, more than the fair share. And exploiting, of course, those persons. Because in many instances, I want to tell you the truth, you know. In many instances, those who are prepared to give the $400 or the half of the money, $300 or $400, they will be making a hustle elsewhere. So that 300 that they get, or 400 that they get, I'm talking about the actual worker with the name for payment by URP. They may be working somewhere, so they don't mind getting that augmented amount. They don't mind that. Give away that 4, they get 4 for themselves, and they're all right. To have that scenario real. But it does not take away the fact that for 12 months they cannot live on 3 fortnights. 3 fortnights is just part of the basket of opportunities or the basket of several things that they may be doing in order to struggle through the 12 months. And on the other hand, you have that grouping that exploits the entire thing for more than the fair share, far more than the fair share. And those are the contractors and the gangsters and the hustlers, etc. But let's go to the line. A pleasant good night to welcome to the corridor. Welcome to the corridor. All right, we lost that one. Yeah. But I'm saying that to make certain, because you see, in the administration, the present government attempts to eliminate that exploitative arrangement and to still cripple the P&M by rendering them ineffective, by capitalizing in this self-righteous indignation disposition that put the legitimate and those who really are in need in that quagmire, in that vice grip, taking it away presents another opportunity for Penelope Beckles and them and the PNM, you know. You see, I have to say it because I see it happen to A&I Robinson and NAR. I see it happen to Pandey. And I see it happen to in the previous incarnation, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the Honorable current Prime Minister. And I don't want that to happen again. So there must be a way where you can separate the PNM and any opportunity as a result of discontinuing the program for the ultimate benefit of disbanding, dismantling the criminal elements. Because see, the police does not have the responsibility of making sure everybody eats, you know. It is the government. It is the ruling politicians. And those that are in opposition, even though they created the conditions, will try to wipe themselves clean, absolve themselves, as the caller from Presgalan noticed. Yeah. And then, of course, find another way to see if they could bamboozle their way to decry and to render the government insensitive and inhumane and, of course, wicked, as they would say. But let's go to the lines. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Pleasant good night, Lennox Simmons. Go to the head of the class. Go to the head of the class. Right? And two, there's a model that could have been used. Remember, Fowler said that the Tobago CPEP, he dealt with the situation with the negative sector.
Yes.
So that there was a model that they could have looked at there and copied in Trinidad and Tobago and even improve on it. And we'd have a better situation in terms of the CPEP situation in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. I had to be truthful, because you see, as part of the coalition of interests, I have a duty and responsibility too. In spite of what, I would have convinced people as well. And the innocent and those who unfortunately will have to fall victim, some like to call it collateral damage. I say that there must be a mechanism to treat with that situation that is unmerited and will be considered to be unfair. But let's go to the lines. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
A pleasant good night to you, Uncle Lennox, and to all your listeners in all and sundry share their life. So, Uncle Lennox, I want to ask them for 2 liters of super unleaded for you. Want to put in the tank and want to help pay the bills so that they can clean up and wipe down and you know what I mean. So, well say that. So, a penny, I want to ask you, Uncle Lennox, Penny Beckles and Marvin Gonzal and Dukaran. And who is the next one and all two by? But anyway, when I remember his name, I will say it. Right? The bombing in the Venezuela, how much people get killed? And all with the bomb. And and TNM 3, the TNM TV station, media station. How much people panic buying? This is month 10. And people regular buying. How much people buy toilet paper and water stored up and full of gas? But Penelope Beckles and Marvin Gonzal, all they telling people that all they buying fuel from Jamaica, and Jamaica right now flat down on the ground. What is the true essence of the gas supply, the petrol supply? Terry, tell me that. Marvin Gonzal, tell me that. Because they use a plug, don't know that when a pipe have hole, his bus pressure is dropped. Eh? You only try to stock intelligent. But I wonder, boy, tell me about the panic buying gas and keep it in the gas tank. Because we are sure if we find and we can get oil from the port. Eh? That is what. And here we're going on peace in the Caribbean, and as though that peace, just imagine for the last 10 years, what internal war we had. Eh? But 600 people, citizens dead. It's fighting what? What I was fighting is the PNM biological war. Eh? A war that the PNM, fighting among the citizens, killing, making sure they kill out one another. And Penny, anytime you open your mouth, they sound like a drug lord now. Because everything you're doing is protecting drug men, drug lord, criminal activity, criminal entity. That the PNM have to be a criminal entity. Because here what's going on. If only leave 3 men to dead in a pipeline, living, snoring, talking, and a man come out and say he can rescue them, and only leave them to dead, then only really is a criminal entity. And you know what I want to say to Uncle Lennox? You see how grateful Marvin Gonzalez and Penelope Beckles is? That's the leader of business, and that's the opposition leader. When our extreme political leader move away the demerit points, you know what I come and say? You're leaving people to drink rum and kill people under the influence of driving. Now they put a tax and to govern it to reduce people from drinking and driving. Drive alive or live or drive, or all this stupid association on the name. What do I have to say about the price of rum going up? No, because when they want to move it to 21, the age group and the buying power will be less. What do I really want? Penny, you want the power to fool African people and put them and keep them in bondage? Well, you negotiate, thank God you went and talked to the ambassador for 15 minutes. And Maduro say that he want peace with Kabla and he want to negotiate, continue talks with Kabla. Thank God, so continue, you and everyone going. In 15 minutes, I don't know what you can tell the ambassador. Good morning, good afternoon, how are you going? And right now, the next million for this month coming, who paid it? All they talk now, because here what's going on. Penny, all they doing things, and the people see through all the petticoat. Marvin, your petticoat, like you rent it out by. And Penny, you telling me all them cut in the budget is wastage. All the over budget all the budget for how much years? Where the accountability is. But Uncle Lennox doesn't want to take more quality night. When he come out tonight and tomorrow night he'll take a sick leave. I want to tell all the Penny, all the clothes on a refinery, what will make it $3 billion in the US. And then I want to ask, and he said, George, the port, if he now get him out, and all we fighting for, and that he want a Caribbean peace, and that the ship, they must tell him the ship, but when the ship they come to give people glasses, why they talk about it? After the PNM suffer all over 10 years, thank God, my political leader, the Honorable Ms. Kamla Prasad, the sister, the first thing she do, she give all the glasses to all the see what the PNM doing earlier. And you know what the next thing and all too, I want to tell all the PNM people, because if Penny and them could get contract for the family and well-wishers, that is the only thing out of the 10 years they serve themselves. You think they really care about all that? I wanted to answer where the $110 million property tax gone. Why did they talk about that in the finance committee? The property tax where gone. They want money. And that what? The taxpaying corporation was shut down. They done shut down already, but already have funds. They only have funds for independence and republic. Okay, then, no problem. But Uncle Lennox, I want to call out the name of them LPG tank sellers and them. That all the robbers on them tanker them. That NP since PNM in power, they didn't have no repost. Check it at the rubber, the ring rubber on it. If you see that they crack up and leak it, and if you see the tanker them, the derelict asset are muck and rust on it. So I want NP under this new government and Minister Energy to tell them other gas pullers and them, stop playing politics and buy the tanker them and pull up all them rejected. And I'm going to say to who listen, anytime all buy a tank of gas and they don't, take out the rubber and throw it away. Because they don't buy the rubber and put it on. The rubber, them, after years, it is well on the top where the head hold it. So it taper and it is leak. Eh? So here we're going on now, the 150 bill for all these mishap we're going on. So it's time you put the horse in front of the donkey and let the horse go away and pull the economy back, because the donkey dragging the foot with too much load and corruption. Have a nice night, Uncle Lennox.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But he really said he was going to the marathon, and he did do it. Of course, commendation to him. One thing I noted, of course, and I thought it was one of the more ridiculous things that I would have heard from, of course, a politician, particularly one coming out of the PNM, is that when, of course, the hike on alcoholic beverages was instituted by way of the fiscal measures of the present government, one of the things that I didn't expect, people like Al-Rawi, I believe it was, and apart from, of course, the nonsense about insurance could only be ascribed to vehicles that do not belong to conglomerates and the government, etc., by none other than, of course, this buffoon, I almost say baboon, but this buffoon called, of course, Manning, whatever Manning he is. But of course, I think one of the other ridiculous things that I've heard is that they said that, well, listen, the businessmen there will be less business than tourism and this and that and so on, will of course be affected negatively. And that tells me that they really didn't have anything to say, because if they would have said that the hiking of alcohol would cause people to drink less, if they would have said that, and that there'll be less, of course, drunken drivers on the roadways, it wouldn't suit their narrative. Because remember, they would now have to further complex, if they would to take that position, they will have to further complicate the situation with respect, of course, to the removal of a substantial amount of those points, those demerit points, associated, of course, with their argument about accidents, because demerit points reduction for them equal more accidents. According to them, even though the statistics is clear and it does not, there is no correlation, but that is what they said. That reduction in demerit points, not that people who live off of the transportation industry and therefore their driver's permit is crucial to their putting food on the table. No, that has nothing to do with that. They're saying that it's equal to more accidents on the roadways, the removal of some of these demerit points. And therefore they remain silent on the exponential increase in the cost of alcoholic beverages by way of the excise tax that would have been imposed, both local and, of course, foreign imports. They could not bring themselves, as they would look like fools, with respect to the demerit aspect of it that they greedily try to hog on to. Try to hog on to, like a drowning man and straw, hang on to that. It would have looked too stupid. So what they said that businesses are going to suffer as a consequence of the high price of alcohol. Not that they can't bring themselves to say that less people will, of course, be driving on the road drunk. But let us assume because they have not gotten away, by trying to defend the business community and how businesses will fail. Because you see, what they have done is box themselves into a corner as they would normally do, with the asinine, irrational, dunderheaded, buffoon-like, ignoramus, and of course, what I consider to be obtuse argument, dotish arguments. Because see, if they say that the increase in alcohol will cause businesses to flounder, people that have their pubs and their restaurants and so on, they were not going to pass it on. But of course, we will give you an economic theory with relation to alcohol and tobacco, etc., because the evidence is clear. But the point I want to make is that, assuming that they had nothing to say about alcohol, and assuming that the government had left the alcohol prices as they were prior to the increase in excise duties, could one now conclude and therefore rubbish their argument, and on the basis of contributory, not just is the only, but contributory, that easy access to alcohol may or would have been contributory to their perception of increase in road fatalities and road accidents? I wonder. You see, they're so damn stupid at any port for a storm that they hold on to something that is so elastic, and it is clearly equal to their stupidity. The elasticity of their stupidity is such that they could wrap it around the whole globe and still, of course, have room. That's just how stupid they sound. The elasticity of their stupidity and their stupid remarks has no boundaries, in other words. It's unfathomable. It simply does not make sense. Just shut up. Shut up. And wait for an opportunity where what you have to say will not backfire on you. And in the case of Brian Manning, he had the audacity to say, well, listen, let me educate you. Cars and vehicles will only pay insurance if you are not a conglomerate, if you are not the government that has the most money, probably arguably, than any private sector entity. That's what Brian Manning said in the parliament. And it was the speaker who had to tell him, an accomplished lawyer, he had to tell him, listen, I mean, I could say it here, but I'm sure you wanted to say it, but you're such a damn ass that every vehicle in Trinidad and Tobago has to be insured. Whether the company, whether it's a company vehicle, non-company vehicle, big company, small company, every single vehicle in the country has to be insured. And he sounded like though, like his partner in Port of Spain South, like he does ride bicycle to school or to work or to his constituency office. What do you want me to say? Incidentally, of course, bicycle doesn't have any license on it, and therefore insurance. So that is what we have purported to be masquerading as some kind of opposition in this country. And we have a duty to stop that. We have a duty to hold that. A local government election is coming up. a local government election is coming up. And they are going to intensify their stupidity and believe that somehow the sycophants and the loyalists will gravitate as they try to generate these square peg and round hole arguments, totally asinine, and with, of course, an intense amount of cacophonous babblings. Cacophonous babblings and ambulatory verbalizations. That's all it's about. Superficial and superfluous. Osseous, irrelevant. Yeah, that's what that is about. They can't string a good argument together at all, at all, at all. But let's get back, of course, to the question of URP and CPEP and, of course, the reality and my, of course, admonition to the present administration in the process. Yes, the police got their way. The government had a duty to respond to the police. But there is a category of individuals that has fallen prey, victim, and a casualty of those actions. I'm not talking about criminal victim, I'm talking about financial. And the inability to add that cadre, whether it's a CPEP job or a URP check, to their basket of resource to last them 12 months. And in the process, while the PNM, of course, despicable as they would have been, and tried to, of course, make the CPEP and URP for the ordinary worker look as though it's the best thing since sliced bread, because it is so connected to bread and butter issues. You know what I'm saying? It is so connected to bread and butter issues as far as those who are legitimately or have given their services or have been involved with that process, legitimately getting their 10 days in the case of URP. The government has a role and responsibility to be discerning, because they have the juggernaut of state, to be able to treat with that and to find ways to treat with that grouping. Because you see, if that grouping fall prey and victim to the PNM propaganda, and to those, on the other hand, who were living it up nice, parasitically, and getting their big fat wad of money every fortnight, as the case may be, whenever these programs are to be paid, they are going to align themselves together, PNM and that grouping. It's not waste time. And whether they act independently, separately, or in concert with each other is irrelevant. The fact is that they have to address a situation where they are at a loss. PNM loss, the criminal elements who, of course, exploit the programs loss, and therefore, in their separate ways, they will try, of course, to utilize that group that is legitimate and try to win friends or try to influence them, to join them. Because remember, they did not do anything wrong but have found themselves in harm's way and caught between the PNM and those elements that want the status quo to remain. That grouping is very, 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 very significant and important. I cannot overemphasize how important that grouping is, because if I am not involved either way and something is taken away from me, I will have to, without doubt, accept that I was unfairly treated. After all, they are human beings. And unfortunately, that is a significant number. And if PNM get their hands on them to influence them, or the other side get their hands on them to influence them, oh, what a brewing catastrophe that could emanate from that arrangement. Let me repeat. Oh, what a brewing catastrophe could emanate from that. You see, I'm not talking in a vacuum. I said it already. There is a troubling exponential increase in petty crimes across Port of Spain, particularly in the shopping areas, but farther afield. And while I can vouch for Port of Spain, but that's the capital city, I know that it is happening in Chaguanas, in Arima, in, of course, Grandy, and, of course, in Point Fortin, etc. I'll make him a point in a while. I'll come to the conclusion, the apex of my point in a while. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
A pleasant good night to you, Mr. Lennox Smith, and everybody on the live near and far. Pleasant good night.
Yes, man.
So, Lennox.
Yeah.
So Kareem Marcel is a slash CPEP lawyer and a CPEP contractor.
Yeah. Yeah. And he says it's not a conflict of interest. And he's also a PNL opposition parliamentarian.
Yeah. Okay. But here what's going on now? I'm watching some videos coming out from in Venezuela. They where them people and them keep a big concert dishonoring our Prime Minister, Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Many people asking the question, how come they're not talking about Donald Trump and is he planning to invade Venezuela and Trump? How come they ain't saying his key? Why they ain't calling him in?
Well, my answer is very simple, you know. That's PNM logic. Over 100,000 people here. You ever say over 100,000 people here? He should be glad that they're here because he can't feed them over there. Right?
Exactly.
But yet still he will do that because it's a whole question of escapism. One, so they're using scapegoatism in other words, and at the same time don't want to anger the real target that they ought to be targeted in this case. But go ahead.
But Lennox, I don't know if it's AI or fake or whatever. I seen on the internet the way Venezuela send some shipment, medical and equipment and things to Jamaica. So if they have things to send to Jamaica, how come they can't take care of their own people?
It's all about propaganda. It's all about that oligarch that has taken over, and the masses will not see that. But to keep themselves in their cushy positions and not to be displaced, that is what that is about, fighting for their existence futuristically. And they've seen it, of course, going before their very eyes. The possibility with that build-up of Americans on their doorsteps, that those days are very numbered.
And one more thing before I go. These people are not supporting the PNM, they need psychiatric help. Because when you're trying to explain to them the ills that the PNM doing to Trinidad today, you know what I sit down and say? It's happening all over the world. And I have to bring them back down from that I was there and tell them, hey, I'm living all over the world. It's Trinidad I live in.
Yeah. But you know, they wouldn't say it happening all over the world when the new government find itself with some challenges.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
same, the same challenge that they are working actively to resolve. The PNM, of
Hmm.
course, worked assiduously to create, but they would say when the PNM name is called, that it's happening all over the world. But when Kamalas
Yeah.
and the UNC and the coalition of interest called, they say them people and them may know what they're doing, and that and in suggesting that PNM should come back. So
Yes,
you're
man.
quite right, they're mad.
Yeah, Lieutenant listening.
Yes, man, yes, man. Yes, indeed. Well, people, I said all of what I've said to say this. We are just about a month away from Christmas. That is where we're going. And Christmas is a significant thing for Trinbagonians. All of us. And then, of course, into Carnival. Extension of the SOE to curb. I don't, for one moment, is of the view that will take away the emotional attachment of Trinbagonians and those people at the lowest rung of the socio-economic ladder who have been affected, as far as we can discern innocently, in a decision that had to be made to close down CPEP, close down URP, and they have their Christmas chores, and they have the Christmas expectations, and they have the Christmas tradition into Carnival. I would advise the government to please look at that very carefully, because Penny and her gang, and the gang that we considered to be a torment, tortured us, are working assiduously overtime and on steroids to influence this group, this middle group, who had nothing to do with either side. Just looking to irk out at 12 months, URP and CPEP and so on being part of that basket of opportunity, and they would have lost that. The PNM will make it look as though they have lost their lives. And that grouping, other grouping, would say with the PNM that, listen, them people wicked. And worse yet, if they could encourage them to see through the lens of race, to reinforce their point on either side, and that grouping decides to join, I say no more. I say no more. But except to say I am very, very, very concerned. I say no more. I have, of course, preferred a position with respect to that grouping, or we could treat with that grouping, because let's face it, 20,000 jobs available, that is a drop in the ocean. The prospect of another 20 or 50,000, another drop in the ocean, especially in circumstances where that grouping may not be interested at all in getting permanent employment anywhere, anyway, but merely the tradition of surviving because of their circumstance putting food on the table as an extra fillip to their battery or their basket of opportunities to survive 12 months. To survive 12 months. And as I say, the PNM, of course, will make it look as though they lost their lives. And we are seeing it. And a number of other spin-offs could come from that. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say any of it here. But where it is required, I'm going to damn well say it. A pleasant good night to welcome to the corridor.
Yes, good night. And it has been reported also, but I heard that on another frequency, that money was released from the budget to the CPEP in Tobago. So which means that for that to happen, it must meet the government approval. The CPEP in Tobago has met the government approval, right? So that should say that they could rethink the position in terms of the CPEP in Trinidad and try to follow the model or the blueprint in Tobago and make it happen here for the workers, the innocent workers, to get back their jobs and let everything go normal and good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I said, I'm not going to talk anything again, except to say that in the case of Tobago, Tobago is a semi-independent governing entity with the THA, House of Assembly, and of course the THA secretaries, and they make their decision. So that's a decision that they make on their own. It has nothing to do with the central government. Let me make it clear. They are autonomous, and if they decide to do something else or decide to keep CPEP, URP as they see it and function, it may not be functioning similar to what is functioning in Trinidad, as the case may be, but I take the point that that grouping, that innocent grouping, consideration must be given. Consideration must be given. I discussed this at a semi-high level in the government among certain people, but I'm certainly going to, of course, express that because, as I said, Christmas is an emotional time for many, particularly that grouping. PNM and them in care, PNM will mash up Christmas right now if they could, of course, get a handle and see the possibility of their propaganda, old talk, nonsense, and misinformation, disinformation gaining traction. And you don't want to give them too much because it can have unintended consequences, and that is what I am concerned about. And some of which, of course, I will not even bother to share unintended consequences. Because at the end of the day, they all know that it is the political directorate that would have made the ultimate decision. I say no more. I say no more. Have a wonderful rest of the night. God bless. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the ground report, Andy, Mikey, and myself. Incidentally, I want to say congratulations to Mikey. He has been, of course, given the position of chairman of TTT. So when Andy was speaking all the time, and of course, Miss Santa Cruz, she too is on that board. It wasn't by accident. But we have a duty, those of us who are in the know. Nobody could tell me. They had to ask me. And it is unfortunate that people push their hand in fire to know it burns, when in fact people are avoiding them from pushing their hand in fire because they know it burns. I say no more. I say no more, except for what I have already said. Once again, have a wonderful rest of the night. God bless, and see you, of course, tomorrow morning, the Gong Report, Andy, Mikey, and myself. And, of course, tomorrow night we are back here for another edition of the corridor transformation. The host, plural, my son Joshua and myself. And as we roll out some of the new programs for edification purposes, I made a commitment. I said I will work for free for this government. I will not work for free for the PNM, because I know they are evil. They can't help but being evil and wicked to the ordinary person. But if I'm prepared to work for free for this government, roll out, of course, the education programs, etc., things that I know best, nobody else could do that. I'm the only person, we are the only person in Trinidad and Tobago that set up, of course, our registration for persons with respect interested in that 20,000 jobs. Only we alone. Right here in East Port of Spain, 400 of them thereabout register. And we're able to get somebody to show them, and to especially persons who are not familiar, who are, in other words, intimidated with the technology. That is what we did, free of charge. So I have a duty, I have a responsibility. And I will defend to the hilt this government, because I know that the leader in particular, the Honorable Prime Minister, she means well. But I cannot stand idly by and see burning take place when we could avoid it, when it could be avoided. There are ways to treat with that grouping and still leave out the criminal elements, and of course have the PNM wandering and wandering. Yeah, wandering and wandering all over the place like mad people. So see you tomorrow, of course, and God bless. And let's get back, of course, to our anthem, and we will make our departure. It's already, of course, close to 10 o'clock, if not already 10.